the other person on this stream who is bringing you cam reviews, who lives out in Boca Chica, the original Boca Chica gal. Now, yeah, again, we'll have a daily video today as well, in addition to this. So keep your eyes open for that with developments around the launch site. But this camera view you see right here is from Mary. So she rolled out there and spooled up a camera for us so that we can have multiple excellent angles of this potential static fire test today. So you guys know the deal with the static fire test. We wait until we see tank farm activity to go live. I'm sorry if you can hear that. Dog is doing its classic dog wag thing, where they flap their ears, and do a little shake. She's like, "Take me outside." Anyways,
I
pets.
thought you just hit the jackpot on a slot machine or something.
I mean, hey. So yeah, we will wait. We wait for tank farm activity to start up. Tank farm activity has started up, and we are into the testing flow for today. So the next step we would expect to see is maybe a little bit of frosting, either on the nose cone or the main body, or one or the other or both. And we would see some condensation there on the left side of the screen coming from underneath the vehicle as that aft bulkhead, think of it as a big bowl of liquid oxygen, fills up and condensates, because liquid oxygen, hey, guess what, is really cold. Don't stick your hand in liquid oxygen. Don't try and drink it. It would be bad. So yeah, that's what we're looking for next, is a little bit of activity from the vehicle, and we will progress into fueling ops hopefully here shortly. But like we were talking about a few moments ago, interesting that Tesla is there. We'll just have to see if it moves or what the deal is.
Yeah, can you tell just by where it is? I mean, because there could be some like forced perspective there. How close is that Tesla, dude?
Pretty close.
Is it? Okay, because I know you know the layout pretty well. You've been out there a bunch, so.
I'd say under a mile.
Oh.
But yeah, it is a little bit tricky. A little bit tricky to get a feel of where things are. Cameras can play tricks on us, as you know, so I could be wrong. Always like to hedge a little bit.
It does look like some venting underneath there already.
Taking a look,
yeah, on the left side there.
Yep, I would agree. That is indicative of that aft bulkhead, like I was saying, being full of liquid oxygen, which means fueling is underway, which is a good thing as they progress into a static fire test. So I think we have a prediction from Adrian, the spreadsheet wizard. If you guys know, Adrian has analyzed, I want to say dozens of these static fires and similar tests of Starship, put all that data into a spreadsheet, and from that spreadsheet and from his data, we are able to extrapolate predictions. I'd like to underscore, these are predictions based on past observations, but hey, that's science, right?
Right.
But we're able to extrapolate predictions for when T0 would be. So today, based on recondenser startup and the flow that we are seeing, Adrian is telling us that we have a predicted T0 from between 6:35 to 6:45 local. So just about 30 minutes or so. Somewhere around 30 minutes from expected or predicted ignition, but good to note that these are predictions, but typically that's what we would see. That tracks with recondenser start being about 40 to 50 minutes from T0. So everything is lining up Millhouse. They're coming up Millhouse. There we go. There's a Simpsons reference for you. So don't forget, if you have any questions, plop them into the chat with @NASASpaceflight, and we can more easily see them with the software that Michael has written up. So if you have any questions, throw them in chat. We will try to answer some of those, and let's see, populate the queue a little bit. Steven.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up already. We'll hit some of these super chats so we don't get too far behind.
For it.
Musical Wolves with super chat: is Starship now funded on pure tax due to SpaceX being chosen for the lunar landing system for NASA? I know that the answer is no, because SpaceX is still pumping their own money into it, and I think that was kind of one of the sweet deals about Starship, right? That SpaceX was investing so much of their own money already into it.
Yeah, I forget the exact wording, but there was something like that in the award, where it was like, SpaceX is gonna do a significant amount of the development of Starship and Super Heavy on their own anyways, and use that for other payloads. So that is, something that, NASA doesn't have to fund the entire development of the system. They only have to fund a piece of it, which, yeah, so I would say no, Starship is not funded on pure tax, not even close, because SpaceX is dumping a bunch of money of their own into the system.
Right, yeah.
And there's also, if you remember, there's the Dear Moon thing with Yusaku Maezawa, where they're going to fly a mission around the moon, and I believe there's some sort of investment that Yusaku has made or is making. I'm not quite sure how that exactly termed out.
They were kind of vague about it when they announced it, but it was that he was going to put some money into Starship.
Yeah, and I believe Elon made comments about it being a significant amount of money, like in the order. I don't think he said billions, but I think based on comments, it was inferred that it was in the billions amounts of dollars. But I don't know if that's accurate. Again, like you said, they've been pretty vague about all that. But point being, no. Not funded on pure tax, but good question from Musical Wolves and slash super chat. Thank you, Musical Wolves.
Yeah, and then we have Nick Salve with a $10 super chat. So happy to hear y'all again. Well, we're happy that you are here with us again. Brady Gaming with a super chat. Tesla lost a tire, and that's why it's there. Don't know. Do you have any way to confirm that? I don't know. We have a new member, Sean M. Thank you so much for the membership. Matthew Reed with just the super chat. There you go. Awesome. Appreciate that. Let's see. Pandas 213. Did FAA approve SN15 yet?
I don't know, but I don't think so. I feel like we would have heard it from Christian Davenport or the various usual suspects on Twitter who have sources. So the fact that we have not yet heard that FAA has granted clearance leads me to believe that they have not yet granted clearance, but that's sort of speculation on my part. What do you think?
Well, I don't think it usually comes until like the day before. Like right? It's not like weeks ahead of time or anything like that.
I think it can be relatively early. I'm trying to think to SN11. I think it got clearance relatively quickly after 10, but I could be misremembering there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It varies a lot. Go ahead. Oh, it varies. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm thinking of the temporary flight restrictions or the FAA approval, but because I usually let you guys follow that stuff. I just sit back and watch.
It's like reading tea leaves. But yeah, so that would be my inkling, is that the FAA has not yet approved. But thank you, Pandas, for the support.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean there's anything to worry about. It just means that it hasn't happened yet.
Yep, government bureaucracies.
Yeah, it takes a while sometimes. Slon Nerd with €5. Thank you very much for that. Taylor Van Camp. I like this. What's up, NSF and Mary? Thanks for the stream. Hashtag Jack Fan Club. Hashtag Steven Fan Club. I got my own hashtag.
You got it, buddy. You made it. You're there.
I'm there. Yeah, thanks for that support.
There's the massive event on Mary's camera on the right. You can see that happening.
Oh. Man, we're just progressing. This might just go right on through.
Yeah, that's what it sure seems like.
Yeah.
You can see before we switch cameras, my bad. There's a significant amount of condensation coming from the skirt area from that underneath the Starship where the engines are. There, you can see it right there from Danger Cam on the left. I mean, definitely well into fueling, and again with the methane vent, that's the next step after this is that we would expect to see. We get condensation of the skirt, we get the methane vent, we get the engine chill vents, or the tri vents, which I think are coming up next. And after the tri vent, we see the tri vent exhibit certain behaviors like a pulse. I think about 20 seconds before, and then the high pressure pulse from the tri vent right at T0. So a lot to look up for, but we are, like you said, Stephen, progressing rapidly down this rabbit hole of static fire.
Yeah. Continuing down the list, Drawn with Super Chat. Thank you for your amazing work. Go SN15, go Starship. That's right. Rockwell, let's see. Here we go. We're watching a marvel of coordination between Starship production, multiple construction projects, and flight tests. Any thoughts on which one you think is the dominant group?
Which group are we talking here? Like, are we talking different space companies, or are we talking like the different priorities listed at SpaceX? Is it Starship production that's dominant, or the construction crews that are dominant, or is it the flight test? I don't know. I'm not sure I understand the question, but either way, thank you for the support, Rockwell. Maybe at me in chat, and I'll see if I can better understand what you're asking there.
Right. And we do have a couple new members. Daniel, thank you very much for the membership. And Richard as well, thank you very much for that membership. And let's see. Tamir Heyman, $5. Thanks for covering day after day. Yeah, it is. It's an ongoing thing. I'm not usually here for it, but it amazes me too how much coverage these folks are able to do. Let's see. Okay, John Noble with a question. Sorry, noob here. Would you tell me what Starship that new nose cone will belong to? Oh yeah, and yeah, I was thinking maybe we should talk about that. Jack, what do you know about the one with the scaffolding all around it?
I think that was SN
12.
SN 12. Yeah, thank you. SN 12's nose cone, and SN 12, 13, and 14 were scrapped. That's how we went from 11 to 15 in one go, because they were building parts for 12, 13, and 14, but again, those parts were scrapped. So that SN12 nose cone, instead of being installed on a vehicle, has been installed in a test cell and will be tested in some way, shape, form, or manner. I don't think we quite know the specifics of what they're looking to test with that, but clearly it's a system sort of like those thrust rams that we see on the cryoproofs for starships. So maybe it's for... Oh, dogs. Sorry, hang on. Yeah, so maybe it's for some sort of cryoproof test of that nose cone. And I'm going to be off comms intermittently here while dogs freak out for about a minute and a half.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go back into the queue here. Nick Salve also he wanted to circle back and say also Michael fan club. So you got you one too, Michael.
Thank you for the support. I appreciate
it. Wes Irvin says Snacks Fund. Thank you very much. Justin Nartker just says thanks, guys, and thank you. Couple new memberships. Nathan Steer and Kelsey Rihanna. Thank you very much for the support. Now into just the regular queue with the at NASASpaceflight. You probably have already said, which I don't think we have, but why the second static fire? Michael, you want to comment on that? Do we know why we're going through another static fire today?
Yeah. So this static fire today is not a sign of a problem with yesterday's static fire. They were planning to do 2 static fires. One was the standard 3-engine static fire test that they do to make sure that the vehicle is ready for flight, and the one you're seeing today is what is sometimes called like a risk reduction test, where it's not necessarily absolutely required for flight, but it is something that they like to do just to make sure, as a further risk reduction, especially if the upgrades to SN15, that everything is working as they expect it to. So we expect the static fire today to be from the header tanks. At least that is what we've heard, but plans always change in Boca Chica, so I'm not going to, say too definitively what the test is going to be, but more than likely you will see a test from the header tanks today, and it is unclear as to how many engines they're going to use. It could be all 3, it could be 2, it could be just 1. Everything's up in the air, but we have this super close danger cam, so we should get a good view of how many Raptors ignite.
Yeah. I'm hoping that, like, in the first few frames, like, before the screen fills up with exhaust, maybe we can actually see the flame coming out of the engine there, or engines. Let's see. Okay, we've got another super chat. Can confirm from other Boca media outlets, Tesla lost it. Oh, so that's for real? It lost the tire. Rescued by the sheriffs. Okay, so there's nobody in the car. That's good, because we don't want them that close. Something driving by there.
They are not hearing that audio. I should have told you that, but
oh.
They were about to hear that audio. I'm working on getting us some more audio feeds online. I was testing it in our ears, but not